Hi everybody, Ian Bremmer here around your world in 180 seconds. Have your questions as always lined up on my phone and we're ready to go. Number one, will the regime in Iran survive or is a regime change inevitable? That's up to the Iranian people, all 92 million of them. And it's certainly not going to be brought about by airstrikes from Israel or even by the United States. I think it's much more likely that the supreme leader ends up out, but the military, as it stands today, though with different people running it, continues to run the country as principal adversary of the United States and Israel and allies, and that is probably where we're heading if you wanted to make a bet. While the world focuses on the Middle East, does that increase Ukraine's vulnerability? It certainly means that the Russians can do more strikes on Ukrainian civilians and not get as much attention for it. You saw big attacks over the last few days on Kiev, blowing up an apartment building. They're targeting civilians. A lot of Ukrainians are dying, and nothing in response from Trump. A week ago, before the Israeli attacks on Iran came, he would have said something, so it would have gotten more focus. But I don't think it would have mattered much. And ultimately what matters is that the Ukrainians are continuing to get support from NATO, and that looks pretty solid at this point. We'll see that coming up shortly in the NATO summit in The Hague, which at least for now, Trump looks like he's attending. Now, if he pulls out because of a war in the Middle East, like he left early the G7 summit and Zelensky didn't get a meeting, that at the margins, that could make a difference. But I still wouldn't be making big changes in how I think about Russia-Ukraine on the basis of what's happening in Iran. Finally, China is advocating for a multipolar currency system as the world moves towards GZERO. How might a global shift away from the US dollar change the world order? Well, yeah, the Chinese are talking about multipolarity, and certainly in terms of economic influence around the world and trade, China is enormously important, and Europe is enormously important as the world's largest common economic union. And the U.S. is enormously important, but that's very different from talking about a reserve currency. Reserve currency is you pick one or the other, and the Chinese, currency is still not convertible, and the Europeans are a lot weaker militarily, technologically, and in economic productivity terms than the U.S. So the choices that you would be making are not getting more attractive in this environment. In some ways, they're getting less. So I think it's not premature to talk about multipolarity economically. It is in terms of a currency order. That's it for me, and I'll talk to you all real soon.